studio. It's like I don't want to see anybody.
I know. I don't want anyone to come back.
Right. Like they were out there making noise yesterday in the break room. I was like, get y'all varying ass out of here.
Exactly. Get out of here, Delta. Oh, Delta ass.
What's going on?
How you doing, Ryan?
Hey, look, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Okay.
career, family, happiness, where is Elle Duncan?
Oh, wow. Family, 9. It would be a 10 if I was sleeping. But I'm doing none of that. Career, yeah, I mean, a 7 and 8. There's still a lot that I want to do, but I'm feeling really good with a 7 or an 8, right? That would get you dates at the bar if you're an 8. If you're a hard 8, that's good,
Oh,
right?
oh,
You're not
oh,
intimidating. If you're a 10, you're very
right.
intimidating. So,
Coachable.
yeah, approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm super happy, Ryan. I mean, you know how long I've loved sports and how long I've been in this grind. Even if some people are just sort of starting to figure out, what I do, you don't need that new introduction, right? Like, so it's cool to finally sort of be at this place where I get to fully do what I love with sports, and I'm having a great time.
So, the Good Morning America play. Tell me how, that came about because when you make it when your mom was like, I seen Elle on Good Morning America. I was like, she kind of anchors the whole Sports Center stuff. She's like, she does. I was like, yeah. But it was like GMA, for some people, they just felt like they had found you, like you had been lost in the woods or something.
Oh, you have no idea. So there's many things that you always said to me that resonate. But one of the things that you said to me so many years ago that has been so true is that when you disappear from Atlanta, people just don't know where the hell you went, right? Like you're just gone. Like as soon as you leave the perimeter, you just disappear into the ether. And so there's literally people that just they don't know what I've been doing since I haven't been working with
What you
you.
doing?
Yeah, like what happened after you and Ryan was what's happened? And so GMA was like that. Like I did, it's obviously we're owned by the same company, and the young lady that does pop news on the weekend was taking some like time off to be with her newborn baby. And I know I have some connections down there, and he reached out and was like, "Listen, you want to fill in for a couple of days and just not talk about sports?" He's like, "I know you used to do radio. You can kind of talk about pop." And so I did it, and it was fun. And I got to interview Billie Jean for a package for GMA as well, which was pretty cool because Billie Jean King is, an icon. But it's so crazy to me because even the people that were on the set, the news world and the sports world are so different, and they don't on the Vin circle, they don't really cross too much.
Right.
And so, they're talking, some of them are sort of like trying to walk me through things as though I was like I'd never done television before. And so the second day that I did it, one of the anchors on the show was like, my husband, when I came home yesterday, was like, how did you guys get Elle Duncan to do that on GMA? And she was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, she has like a whole ass show on ESPN, and she's like on a lot of shows at ESPN. And I don't know, this just sort of seems beneath her. I was like, what? No.
Oh, you made it.
I was like, no, it's super fun. It's different, and you have to pay your dues. I don't know me in that world, and so it was just cool being on that set. It's the same set Robin Roberts sits on. That's pretty dope.
Right.
So it was fun.
Yeah. So, how's the family? Because I knew you and have known you since, nobody was growing
Yeah.
at you to now two people are actually living and breathing. I'm amazed because, between that and basically people ask me about the country song, it's like, I said, Elle got a whole family now. She do.
I do. I'm a whole ass mom. I'm someone's mom. Isn't that nuts? I still to this day can't believe that I'm somebody's entire mom. No, the family's doing really well. We had a tough like start with Xander, my son, because he was born with a genetic defect of his skull. So when he was 24 hours old, we knew we were going to have surgery and to open his skull up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we haven't talked about that too much. Just because, when you're sort of like going through it, you just
You just
keep
want
your
to have
head down and do it. Exactly. Yeah. And we were really lucky because our case was pretty cut and dry by that standard. And so when he was 6 weeks old, he went to Boston. They have the best neurosurgery department in the entire world, and so we had one of the best doctors in the world work on his skull, and he patched him up. And now my little guy wears a helmet. That's why anybody that might potentially follow me, you see that he wears a helmet. A lot of kids wear helmets. Most of the time it's because they have flat head, they lay on one side, they're trying to shape their head. My son's was a little bit different, but he's doing fantastic. He's the fattest kid in the world, Ryan. He is
that's what I
so fat.
that's Bam Bam.
He is Bam Bam. He's so fat, and he doesn't. He bangs on everything all the time. And I always talk to him about your favorite sandwich, the Luther, right? Because I know one day he's gonna get the Luther. He's so fat. It just rolls. The Luther. Ryan, I haven't had a chance to talk to you since everything was going on with the Hawks. How nuts is this, right? Like, I was trying to explain to people, and I mean, you've been there from the beginning. I was trying to explain to people why, despite the fact that we've had successful playoff teams in the past, right? Why this year was so different and felt so different, and why there was so much buy in. I mean, why do you think it was?
Because there were no expectations.
Yeah.
Because remember in March, I mean, we sucked. And it was kind of like, you're at the table and I mean, you've been in the building, you know how it goes. And it's like, oh God. And then
4-3.
as you flip around, or people are like, man, why don't you get the crowd into it? I'm like, bro, we down by 30. Like, I don't know what can I go tell them?
Right.
When it turned, I think, because people were saying, New York, they ready. New York is back. And then the ultimate diss from Trey the villain, Trey the truth with the bow. And then they go, Philly, but y'all ain't ready. And another one, and I think the ride was incredible because people just didn't have any expectations at all. I'm sure the management and Travis Link and those people, they had their expectations, but us as fans and as people who worked there, we were kind of like, plus, I mean, we took 125 COVID tests. 100,
That's nuts. That's
100,
how many it took. Wow.
so we're like, okay. And we couldn't say 1, 2, 3 Cancun because it wasn't coming.
Yeah.
We just kept winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And so when it all was kind of ending, it was like that moment, which you don't want to have, when the confetti drops on your home floor. And this is,
Yeah.
man, I got the NBA microphone. And I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Right. And then people were texting me, like all the haters from New Orleans were like, that's a pretty cool intro. They said your name when you tossed to the championship. And I was like, Saints suck, go to hell. Whatever.
Right. And y'all ain't doing with Zion Williamson. Y'all
Right.
ain't doing Ned. Right.
Yeah, whatever. Continue.
Right.
I'm like, I'm sure Drew Holiday's very happy that he left y'all's ass.
Yeah, exactly. And got him a
Brand new
ship.
ring now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
knock it off.
Shut
But
up. Right. Y'all about to try. Y'all are literally about to have a quarterback competition between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill. Shut all the way up. Y'all
right.
need to shut up. As bad as it is for the Falcons with Matt Ryan, it is worse for the Saints. And y'all can talk all that mess that you want to. Yes, you did get your ring 12 years ago. But you got one ring with a Hall of Famer. You wasted it. You wasted it. Now you've got years of what the Falcons are about to deal with and what my Broncos are currently dealing with, okay? So just sit back and enjoy New Orleans because your time is coming, boo. Enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy. I've already bought my tickets for the game down there. Yeah, you know how I do. I'm sitting right there in the heart of the Saints
I know you
country.
are. Yeah.
03 I'm the fan you love to hate, but I just think this year we're just gonna be. I mean, we're cautiously optimistic as you are every year about your Broncos. But everybody's talking about what are we gonna do now without this person? This person not there? And I heard somebody say today they was like, yeah, the team is kind of really disappointed that old number 11 just kind of left and threw up the bird, and it wasn't a dirty bird; it was a real bird. So, that preseason game, I don't know how. I ain't gonna shout him out.
No, you're feeling hurt. I see. I maybe it's because you're a true Falcons fan, right? And I support the team being from Atlanta, but I'm a Broncos fan.
Yeah,
But I sort of felt like it's a situation where it's like, listen, Julio gave us everything that he had. Like the injuries mounted, there was wasted years. They wasted one of the greatest catches that I've ever seen ever in the postseason in that Super Bowl. And I just feel like, the time had just felt like it sort of run its course, right? Like I don't think that there was a ton left there for Julio with the Falcons. He wasn't going to be a game changer for the Falcons, and he could potentially be a game changer for a team like the Titans. And I wish him well because I do want him to get a championship. I'm just bummed that it never happened for him in Atlanta.
I don't want him to win anything ever.
Okay.
So that's great that you're saying.
So I'm being way too mature about it, is what you're saying? Yeah. Okay.
I wonder what's going to happen with this weed case because, golly, see what happened? You gave the team. Now you're in trouble.
You're so ridiculous.
I'm
Petty,
hell.
petty wop.
I'm a remain. I mean, it's me. You know how we
Of
get
course,
down.
I
On it.
do. I'm petty too. Petty and pink.
That's right. So what you got coming up? I mean, what can you tell? Give us a little inside scoop on some stuff. What you doing?
Ooh, well, what am I doing?
Come on, Elle. Don't do
um,
that. Whenever a black person lean back in their chair, they're trying to figure out they want to tell you not. Ha ha. Oh well,
right. Stall. No, there are a couple of things that I literally am not at liberty to say because either the ink is not dry and you know how that goes,
on.
RC, right? You know how that goes.
Right.
Or I have been sworn to secrecy because there are some other people that need to know what is happening. They are cool things that I am going to need your support on. So I'm going to reach back out to you as soon as I can reveal those things. I hate being that person. I hate it here. I hate who I am now. But no, I'm just going to, in the short term continue to do the 6 p.m. try to get our people to watch. I think it's important. Like I understand that there's sort of this idea that we support Black people by not supporting institutions that we think have wronged Black people, but in and of itself, we are then not supporting some of the Black people there that are there making changes, right? So, I think that I am hopeful that we can bring people back to the 6 p.m. Sports Center because we're trying to do a show that speaks to everybody. But me, I'm always speaking to us too. So I appreciate like any opportunity to come on and talk about some of the things that we're doing. We've got something coming up that I'll be announcing at some point soon about Black women. So I'm excited. That's
You,
all I can say.
you gave me. I mean, what? At least 40 seconds of nothing. I
I
really
talked in total circles. You see how good I am at this now, Ryan?
say back in the day. Thanks a lot. You added a lot to the show today, Elle.
You added a lot to the show. Thank you so much for that opinion. That
So
was great.
with I mean, you're there every day, and
Yeah.
you know how we do interviews. The climate of all the things that have been transpiring, I saw,
Yeah.
where you have to address the elephant in the room as
Yeah.
a person who came from, you know, ESPN was already a monster when you got there. And when you see kind of some of this other stuff kind of come through the cracks, how do you deal with all of that? Because I'm sure, it's a discussion that you had at the house. I'm sure you and your pops have talked about it. I'm sure you and your moms have talked like, how do you navigate these waters?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the first thing that you do is you ask questions like where you work, like what's going on, and I'll say this, like it has in particular over the last year or so for me personally, because whenever I speak about situations, I'm speaking solely for me. Every situation's different, right? But I think for me, it's just like, we're all sort of on fact finding missions, and we have felt empowered and emboldened to, and when I say we, I mean Black people, and especially Black people at ESPN, have felt really empowered to speak up and to use our voice and to ask questions. And, accountability is important. And knowing that, you're working at a place, I think what we tried to learn over this last year is that people agreed to listen, some for the first time, right? Which was maddening in and of itself. But that's okay. I think at the end of the day, there was some measures that were taken. There were some promises that were made across the landscape, right? From every corporation, from every league, from everybody saying they want to be on the right side of history. And so now we're sort of in this place where that was over a year and a half ago. Now we're in this place where we're like accountability. So what are we doing? Like what measures are we actually doing that are tangible, that are, changing cultures, that are creating like visibility and pathways for Black people? Like what's for women, for people of color, like what's happening? So that's where we're at. Like it is tough to navigate, especially when your situation has been largely, really good experience. And then that there have been really difficult experiences. And to me, like that affects all of us. So I'm trying to use like whatever small platform that I have because I've been so inspired by the Black people that I've worked with currently and formerly, the Jamel Hills of the world and Carrie Champions and all these incredible people, Howard Bryant, who have used their voice in such significant ways. So I'm inspired, and I'm working at a place that, understands that like we're going to keep asking questions. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that people don't know about, and a great group of people who really do want there to be change and ask for it, demand it, and raise a lot of, I think, questions behind the scenes to try to improve the space for everybody.
Have you talked to Maria since you left?
Yeah, Maria is briefly, she literally went straight to Tokyo. This woman works like no other. She is an animal. She works so hard. And so I knew undoubtedly when all this was happening, especially when it came out right after the finals, that she was probably taking off. And she did, but it's always light and love. Like we don't have to talk about work because we're actual friends. And
Right.
I literally texted her and was like, I love you. I'm proud of you. Go have fun in Tokyo. She was like, love you, boo. Thank you for your support. Like and so she's great. Like Maria is a strong person. At the same time, she is capable of handling anything and everything. But at the same time, those are the ones that we should be protecting, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. And when I think about Maria, I think about somebody who really does sort of live and embody this idea of helping other people and trying to amplify young Black journalists in particular. And so she's someone that, I want to protect, that we all want to protect, and that we love.
Are you going to be the new female face of the franchise?
I don't know.
Why are
The
you?
friend, like, I'm laughing because I'm like, wow, these questions are fantastic and not for me. Um, I don't know. What, like the franchise, you mean like of ESPN, of
You
Sports
know
Center,
what
of what?
I'm talking about? Yeah, I ain't talking about a new franchise for Powder Springs. I'm talking.
Listen, I think that listen, I whether Maria is here or any other, I'm trying to do as many things as possible. I'm trying to get as much as I can going. You're dying laughing right now. You're loving this, making me as uncomfortable as possible. You're
Are you?
loving it.
Are you?
I've watched you
Man,
do this to
I
people
just
for
want to know.
so many years.
Are you
I
gonna
watched you do
Are
this
you
to
gonna be the blackest of the black? That's all I want to know. Somebody gotta tell me.
Oh, I'm blackety black. Now, come on now. Now, come on now. It's me. I quoted Kilo the other day on air.
Yes.
I was on
Yeah.
Around the Horn, right? And I quoted a Trillville, some cut. So
Yeah.
please, it's always still me under here.
I'm making sure now, because making sure. Now, what you driving? What kind of car you driving?
I just drive a little Infinity truck, because I got kids, and so it's cute. It's a little, the little SUV, the 60, the QX60.
Oh,
Yeah, I drive that little guy. Yeah.
that's nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You're wondering if I'm still on the Mercedes train after you got me on it?
I'm just asking.
Yeah. Where you riding in these days?
The way this whole stuff has worked out, I'm in the brand new 2017 Grand Cherokee, and I love it.
Oh, I like Grand Cherokees.
It's very
Yes.
Nobody wants to steal it.
Yeah. I was gonna say in Atlanta, it feels like at this point you need to just go with like a super humble car because it is bait. Like it's kind of scary there right now, eh? Like I have concerns, Ryan.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
When I get into that 2000 Mini Cooper,
Yeah.
no one wants to be behind. Because, first of all, today's criminal can't drive a stick shift. So
Ah,
they wouldn't even know where to go if they, and where it's 2000.
yeah.
So, when I get in that, and people always laugh, they think I'm joking, but it's a brand new 2000 and it's a turbo. So,
Oh, nice.
from violence in a hurry.
It's fast. What's that movie where they kept steal the Italian Job and all the Mini Coopers? Yes.
Yeah. So, it's all good.
Yeah.
No problem with
Oh,
that.
that's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic.
So, what do you think is going to be the prediction for my team this year? Go ahead and tell me. My
The
Falcons.
Falcons?
Yeah, come on.
Um,
Don't hurt my feelings.
well,
As
uh,
my man Big Red said, talk nice to me. Talk nice to
yeah,
me.
I mean, I'm just like not a Ryan fan. I have no faith in him. So a first year coach, I don't have a ton of faith in him. I mean, Kyle Pitts is going to be fantastic, but like that's not going to be enough. You have no running game. The defense is not great. I mean, I don't think the outlook is great, but what is your definition of great? Is great 7 or 8 wins, right? Like this is another stop. I was frustrated by this offseason for the Falcons just because it felt like there wasn't enough sweeping change. And I get that maybe they felt like there wasn't a quarterback good enough to supplant Matt Ryan, but the idea that they didn't even think about it or address it is just really discouraging, frankly. So, if I was a Falcons fan, I would. I just don't think Kyle Pitts is enough to get me like to get my juices going, for the season. But we'll see. Maybe they'll surprise some people. The Saints won't be very good. I don't think they'll be okay. They'll be better than you.
As long as we know, again, new wrinkles this year. They took out a whole entire section. Section 134 below Molly B's is now a fan section, sort of like how
Ah,
for the Lambeau Leap and the Raider Nation. So that's all general admission being led. And here's a scoop here. Guess who's the leader?
who?
Pastor Troy.
Shut your face.
I have
Are you gonna call it the
and ready.
congregation?
We and ready. It's called the Dirty Birds.
Oh my gosh. And let the church say amen. Pastor Troy, oh, they're just gonna be in there fighting though. They know that, right? They're just gonna be in there fighting.
Well, that's for the Nuck You If You Buck section, which is on the other hand.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Well, you want people to just actually just fight each other. You're like, let's just gonna drop this in there, drop we ready in there, and there we go, and watch them go.
Yeah, that's what's going on. I mean, we're cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, you know how Atlanta is. If you make the games fun, people will still come. I just don't the AFC or the NFC is good still. It's still pretty good. So it's not as much about you as just your competition is just getting better and until you make a move at quarterback.
All right, now.
I
All
mean,
right,
I'm in the same position.
all right.
My team is featuring a quarterback competition between Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. Like, come on. They were dangling Aaron Rodgers in front of us, and then that didn't work, and now we've got this. So I'm in the same predicament, sir,
Okay.
just with a better defense.
All right. Tell people where they can watch you, how they can catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please watch me at 6 p.m. on SportsCenter. I also do Around the Horn and Highly Questionable. And of course, I do a lot of stuff with digital as well. So keep an eye out. You'll start seeing me on Snapchat again. So please check us out.
What's the best thing about all of this? I mean, because we've had, golly, man, I can't even count how many discussions we talked about, from the ups and the downs and, all of it to where you are now. I mean, I'm so proud of you. And I want to just go on record and say that. I mean, we text all the
Thank
time.
you. Yeah.
Between, if I don't know nothing else, I know talent. And, everybody wants to take claim of who is Elle, Duncan. We've had this conversation too. But
Yes.
you, Rashawn, CJ, all these people that I just kind of knew from afar, but you are the golden goose. I mean, you are the one that everybody talks about and who people always say, that was my best this, and I loved you guys together. And I was just like, I always knew Elle would be all that, but you have exceeded the expectations of Atlanta as a whole. And I just want to say, I can't wait to see what you do next. Because,
Thank you, Ryan.
you were gonna do when we were sitting in my living room in Buckhead and you were doing cruise ship songs. I was like, I don't know.
Cruise ship songs. I hate you so much.
People don't know. You know, people don't know. We were sitting around and Elle was talking about. Well, did you actually work on a cruise ship?
No, I
But
just yes, I was entertaining it because
you
they said you can go.
auditioned for a
Yeah,
cruise ship or something
I
like that.
did. I had auditioned for a cruise ship
You want to
because
give
you
a little
could
piece? Give
sing.
a little piece, Elle. Give a little piece.
God, what did I even probably say? It's like, don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart.
Elle,
Woo!
John, and Kiki D.
Nobody knows it's Caesar salad
Oh,
time.
that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, Ryan, thank you. And I love you. And you're one of those people. It's funny. People are always like, are you motivated by people who like doubted you? I'm like, no, because I had so many people that believed in me and gave me opportunities when they did not have to. And spoke the truth to me and really like made me a better professional. I really do repeat most of the things that you say. When people ask me like some of the best advice that I've had or advice for other people, and I think you just really taught me how to be a professional. And to answer your question, what the best part about all this is just the idea that like I just get to be myself. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
You're doing exactly what you've always done. There's nothing that is new
yeah.
or she's this and I'm like, she's always been that way.
Yes, I'm
Always.
always like this. Like
Always.
whenever people are like, "Oh, you do this or you try too hard," I'm like, I'm literally always like
Right.
this. Anyone that knows me knows I have never changed.
And we appreciate that. And we love that. We love you.
That's it. And I love you too, Murata.
Thank you so
My
much.
question mark head. You know what? Also, I hate you because now that I actually have kids and that stupid ass Baby Beluga song actually comes on, and now I know what you're talking about, I always think of you whenever we listen to Kids Bop Radio. Baby Beluga.
I was at the aquarium. I got in the Shark Tank because they let you get in the Shark Tank now. And afterwards, they was like, "Anything else you want to see?" And I was like, "I got to go say hey to Elle's friends."
Her family.
They all swam up to the front of the tank. They was like, I was like, "Just watch it 6 o'clock, man. Just watch it."
You suck.
Love you, man.
Love you.
All right, bye, Elle.
Bye, Ryan.